Hey, what's up everybody? We're back at Cradle Mountain today. So it's Monday 13th of November 2017. First time we've been back to Cradle since summer started. So we've been away for maybe 4 or 5 weeks. So it's good to be back. It's an absolute cracker of a day today. On a cloud in the sky. It's a bit cloudy coming through Sheffield. We thought it might have been socked in, but it's cleared away nicely. So it's about 9:30 in the morning at the moment. And we are here to do 3 days of volunteering with the Wildcare volunteer group. So we're shortly going to meet up with the ranger and he'll tell us what the plans are. So given the weather's so good, we'll probably be doing most of what they had planned. 2 main groups. So there's one group which I'm in. We're going to go up to Scott-Kilvert. Plug it out of the way. So we're going to hopefully do some track maintenance on the Lake Rodway Track over the next 3 days. Well, the group's there for 5, but can only spare 3. And the second group, Kel's going to be in. They're just going to be based around this part of the park, just doing general maintenance, planting trees, painting, counting animals, that kind of stuff. So we're both really looking forward to this. It's a shame we can only do 3 days, but to start, just our little way of giving back, I guess, what Cradle has given us over the past, coming up to our 12-month anniversary in Tassie. So it's about 12 degrees, but you can feel the bite in the sun, so it's probably going to be a warmish day, especially once it get hiking with our packs on. Yeah, so time to go meet the ranger, check in with everybody, and then we'll hit the trail for Scott-Kilvert and see what the next 3 days brings us. Okay, so we just had our little induction with the ranger at the interpretation centre. So the plan for us has changed ever so slightly, so it's only going to be a 3-day little expedition for us. So the weather is expected to turn a little bit nasty Wednesday afternoon, so they don't want people out in remote areas working in the wilderness when the weather's about to start pissing down. So there's only myself and 2 other gentlemen. They're just currently removing some food from their packs, just at Wildheim at the moment. So they were expecting to be out bush for 5 days. So now that we've been told to come back on Wednesday afternoon, they're just looking to drop a little bit of weight, excess food. So the plan for us, next 3 days, is pruning. Just pruning work on the Lake Rodway Track. So we'll just do a little pruning this afternoon once we get up to Scott-Kilvert, and then all day Tuesday pruning. And then we'll see how we get on a little bit more on Wednesday. Then we'll just mark our position so that subsequent groups can come along next week and the week following, just to build on our efforts. So certainly warming up. Clouds have really disappeared now, so it's going to be a cracker of a day. Just itching to get into it now, so just hitching a ride with one of the guys up to Dove Lake, and we'll get into it. Okay, we're underway. Just setting off from Dove Lake and heading up to that second peak there, Hanson's Peak. That's the first waypoint. So I've got Glenn and Matthew ahead of us, just the 3 of us heading off. we're all kitted out, done a radio check. It's time to get into it. Woo! Bit of a breeze down here at the lake, but that might help keep us cool as we climb up Hanson's Peak. So it'll be interesting to see how I fare pace-wise with these two other guys who seem to be pretty hardcore. Glenn's already setting a cracking pace, so no mucking around. Head down, see how we go for the first half hour. So a quick discussion on which way we're going to head. And we are going to just get up and over Hanson's Peak, make the most of the views today while the weather's good, as opposed to the Truganini Track, which kind of comes straight down that little steep section there to the back of Dove Lake. I'm glad I didn't wear my thermals. It's hot. So just at Twisted Lakes turn off down that way, but we're heading for Hanson Peak. Setting a cracking pace. Sweating like a pig already. Now look at the view today. Picture perfect. Can you hear me puffing? Ooh. Just heading up to the base of the Hanson Peak chains now. And we'll stop and have our lunch up on top of the peak. And you can see Matthew just ahead of us up on the top part of the chains there. It's a different kind of feel to the Marian's Lookout chains. about halfway up now. Yeah, having your backpack on, feeling that. So here's that steep, nasty section. You just got to work your way out that little crevasse. There. Whew. And we made it to the top of Hanson's Peak. Just having our lunch before we head off down that way, down to Lake Rodway, just down the dip. Quite a climb to get up here. So those chains, they not so much get the knees knocking, it's a big effort with your 15-16 kilo backpack. It's the extra effort to get up. It's well worth it on a day like today. Walls of Jerusalem out in the distance. We've got some of the Overland peaks, Pelion East, just behind Mount Emmett, probably can't see it on the GoPro. Pelion West. Obviously you've got Cradle in front of us. Dove Lake, and looking back to Ronnie Creek. The old legs were a bit shaking there, just from the effort to get up those chains. It's a solid walk. So it took an hour 15. That's pretty good going. An hour 15 to get from Dove Lake up to the top of the peak. So pretty good pace. So we'll just have a bit more of a bite to eat, and then we'll head onwards. This is what it's all about out in the wilderness. Well, not yet, but out in the fresh air. And loving it. Woo. So at the junction now of Face Track up that way. Oh, the little emergency hut there where we normally stop for our lunch with Hanson's Peak up there, the highest point over there in the distance. So no stopping for us today. Onwards we go to Lake Rodway. Feeling it already. I know we've only done about an hour and a half, 2 hours, but it's a good pace they're walking. Not rushing, just good steady pace. So it's on a day like today, you're earning the views. So I'm just slowing my pace down a little. Let the other two guys go on ahead. So they're like mountain lions. I don't want to rush it. Only takes one trip, and you know where that ends up. It's a really enjoyable walk, this. And it's basically all downhill from Face Track. So I'll just cruise mosey on down. and then we might do a little bit of get a head start on the pruning this afternoon. Now we're just starting to wrap around the back of Cradle. Still the last remnants of the snow up on the high peaks. See, for a day like today, it's low 20s. Well, it's probably only high teens, but it feels like low 20s. I guess that the last bits and bobs of that snow is not going to last much longer. This is the part I really love. Kind of now over that ridge line, so Dove Lake is no more in sight, and we're as if we got this valley to ourselves now. Just three blokes and the birds and whatever critters are out there. So I'm just letting them walk on and pulling my pace right back. Just feel a little bit of fatigue creeping in to my troublesome knee, so I'm just going to wander down, take my time, enjoy the view. First time since our March Overland Track trip where I've had any real weight on the shoulders. Hello, that wakes you up. You'll be glad to get this pack off my back when we get to Scott-Kilvert Hut. Look at them, Shiwis, they're absolute mountain lions. We just see their packs, red pack of Glen in the distance. It's several hundred metres in front, so they real troopers just charging along. Look at that, it's just mental. It's so pretty. Oh, and all the snow melt coming off now. Wow, spectacular. So here we are at Artist Pool. This is actually my screensaver on my laptop. I reckon this is one of the most spectacular little vantage points. Certainly in the Cradle Mountain National Park, but maybe even, well, at least of what we've seen of Tassie. So this little pool and trees, and then the Goliath cradle behind it. Spectacular. You just can't take it in. This is in your face. You feel very insignificant when you got scenery like this. There we go, I can see Lake Rodway just down there in the distance. Just starting that final kind of descent down to Scott-Kilvert. So the guys have certainly spread out now. Glenn charging off ahead. Matthew dropped back a little. And then me bringing up the rear. So that's kind of good. I didn't want to be holding up anybody. And just cruise. Here we are at Flynn's Tarn. So we've come quite a way down off the saddle. The sound of that snow melt, that's just amazing. It's just cascading right off the top. Knees a bit, no, it's not sore, just so you can feel it's about the limit today. I think I'll get to Kilvert Hut and then call it quits. It's more the shoulders, because I haven't had heavy weight on my pack more since March, but still it's well worth a little bit of pain to look at something like that. So the other two, they're probably already at the hut, I reckon. Not more than 20 minutes, half hour, I think, from the destination. You certainly won't be short of fresh water. That big stream or creek, that's going to be gushing. That's just coming up shortly. It feels quite odd to be on my own. Normally I've got someone in front or behind, aka the beautiful wife, but not today. So it's very quiet. Just listening to all the birds and the crickets, the frogs, and the distant water. There's that stream I was thinking of. We stopped here before for a quick break. Lake Rodway looks very inviting on a warm afternoon like this. Although it's probably still 2 degrees. And that is Lake Rodway. Jeez, very inviting. Nice cool breeze. Hut's just over the 5 minutes away. Whew. It's been a good walk so far. Hey, there it is. Just the tip of the roof there of Scott-Kilvert. So like I say, I've really enjoyed that this afternoon. Just in my own little world. Just switching off, allowing the body to coast. And it kind of helps knowing the distance to places like this, so it's not a "are we there yet" type proposition. I know how far to go. There's the helipad. Really nice hut this. Take a look at my Scott-Kilvert Hut hike for a real good look around. I did a good walkthrough in and out. Ooh. Time to put the feet up for half hour or so. Ooh, rest the knee. Hello. Figured I'd just switch off and cruise down.
You're right, it's such a beautiful day.
Yeah. Rightio, so that's the end of day one of our little volunteering adventure. 6 o'clock, so we've been pruning away busily for the past couple of hours, so we've actually made quite a bit of difference here. So the track before, you couldn't have barely see any of that. So we've just kind of pruned either side, 600mm. With those trusty secateurs, and we've made a difference. So that's kind of what we come here to do. So I'm glad that even just these 2 hours we've done a good 100 metre section, and we have made a difference for fellow hikers. So there's apparently one guy who's going to join us at Scott-Kilvert, so he'll probably, if he's walking through this way tomorrow, he'll see the fruits of our endeavour. He'll be the first one to savour it and not have to bash his way through the bush, but glide through now up the nicely pruned path. So my feet are killing me. Back and there are okay now, so it's just getting that big backpack off me, that extra weight. First weight in many months, that's what it's kind of giving me hassle. So all good. Good day all around. So we'll head back to Scott-Kilvert Hut, have some rubbery freeze-dried dinner, and then hit the sack. So I guess the only misadventure today is that our radios have not worked, so we have not been able to report back into the ranges at Cradle Base. Missed our 4:45 call-in. Battery we thought was dead, so Glenn went back to the hut and tried the other 2 spare batteries. It's not the batteries, it's the radio which is dead, so we haven't been able to call in and say we're okay. So he's going to head off at the crack of dawn tomorrow to back to Wildheim. He's going to leave about 5:30, just to let them we're all okay, let them know we're all okay, grab a new radio, and then he'll head back out. It's a big day for him tomorrow. So while he's away, Matthew and I will just continue on with our pruning further up this track. So it looks like this type of bush just continues on. Native bush, but apparently grows fairly quickly, so it's, yeah, that'll keep us entertained for pretty much all of tomorrow. Weather's still looking good for tomorrow, so it's all in. There you go, that's day one of our Wildcare volunteering. It's been good fun. So, let's go grab some dinner. It's a good example of what we've done this afternoon, just as I head back to the hut. So these logs, you couldn't basically see them. All overgrown, so now hikers have got this clear, unobstructed path. So that's I didn't take it before, but that's the after. So yeah, chuffed with that. Glad we're making a difference, because when we first started out from Scott-Kilvert, there was very little that needed to be done in that first 20 minutes or so out from the hut. So it's just as we start to head up to the plateaus where that bush starts to get in the way. really feel at home out here. Just heading back to Scott-Kilvert, just cruising. Just the bird life, the distant water and the gentle wind. Satisfying day. So and there's wombat poo around as well, so I might even luck it out and get to see a wombat or two, hopefully. It's a pretty cool track, this, from Scott-Kilvert Hut up to meet the Overland, at least for the part that we've been on so far. It's not drastically steep. It's a reasonable kind of terrain. We'll see how far we get up it tomorrow. I'd like to, probably won't, but I'd like to get up to the top just to say I've done it. There's some more wombat poo. So I wonder how wifey went today. With a more or less demanding kind of tasks around the park. I think I ought to go putting in snow poles and just general light maintenance around some of the tracks around the park entrance. So hopefully she's embracing it and enjoying it as I am. And you got to pinch yourself every now and then. You can't see it on the GoPro, but there is huge. The Cradle Massif, as you could call it. Snow peak, snow peaks covered in snow. That's just amazing. So dinner's done. Creamy carbonara, tastes like rubber. So it's about 8 o'clock now, so the sun's final rays are just touching the very top of Cradle, way above us. So we had looks like a little young German couple turn up not that long ago. So they'll be camping outside the hut. So we got just myself, Glenn, Matthew and one guy who's already dead to the world asleep upstairs. We will see how we get on. I was umming and ahhing. I wanted to bring the tent, so I don't want to turn it into a snore fest. I hope it's not me that snores the loudest. Very peaceful here. It's just on the helipad at the moment. There's a hut over there. The distant roar of the snow melt. Just mosey around a little, see if we can see any wombats, and then we'll hit the hay. Maybe a half hour, an hour from now. Should be dark by then. What a spot! I love it down here.